that I'm going to have a criminal record if I stay in the military.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Hey y'all, it is Crystal Jade.
Hi, stranger.
And it is Tuesday. My 4-day weekend starts on a Thursday, so it's a little bit early of me making this video, but I think it's about that time I tell you guys about my legal situation and the fact that I got arrested and went to jail in the Air Force. And I'm going to tell you guys how these Air Force hoes was bothering me yesterday. So anyways, if you guys like these live update videos, please leave nice supportive comments. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Let me know how was y'all day. Hopefully y'all day was less bad than mine. And feel free to like, subscribe, comment, click the bell so you get notifications every time I post a brand new video, of course. And let's just get into it. So let's start with the good first. I actually got my Apple Watch yesterday. It's Apple Watch Series 7. Isn't it cute? And if you guys don't know, I recently got my nose re-pierced and my belly button re-pierced. I know motherfuckers in the military have been telling me to take this shit off, but I'm like, y'all bitches about to kick me out anyway, you feel me? Why I gotta take it off? But anyways, they made me take my jewelry out at the mental hospital, so I had to get everything re-pierced. Sadly, I could have been getting stuff pierced, you know, that's not this, you feel me? Because I wanted to get my septum piercing, but they didn't allow me to because it's too much for the body to handle, apparently. Because I also got this tattoo. It says loyalty. It represents my friend who died from a car accident. I don't know if I told you guys, but when I was in BMT, she was pregnant and she died from a car accident. Okay, and sometimes I wish it was me.
Dark.
But anyways, it says loyalty because we call each other that, or we used to when she was still with us, and I wish she was still with us. And then y'all already know this tattoo right here, Maganda, beautiful in my mom's language, and I plan on getting my septum soon. I plan on getting a surface tragus. I don't know how y'all pronounce that shit. And I also plan on getting a spine tattoo, and I'll explain that to y'all in a separate video. But today, let me just talk to y'all real quick. This is how I got arrested. Okay, y'all already know about them stalking me on New Mexico, right? So when I arrived from New Mexico, y'all already know I missed 3 flights trying so hard to get back to Colorado. So when I arrived to the Colorado Springs airport, I had a ride set up, everything. My fucking friend was going to pick me up and everything. But they freaking handcuffed me in the middle of the goddamn airport. In front of everyone. And mind you, I couldn't tell my friend what happened, but I'm pretty sure he already knew because him and his girlfriend were there and they both got taken into an investigation room. They were scared as fuck. I'm like, okay, you guys can worry me, but don't worry my fucking friends. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, seriously, they didn't even do anything. But good thing they didn't get arrested, you know, I did. They basically took me to get my blood test, my COVID test, you feel me, my urine test to see if, you know, I was doing drugs because, you know, they like to believe that I'm a junkie. And plus, I was going to the mental hospital right after I got arrested, and they needed me to take a COVID test because we need to wear a mask in the mental hospital, you feel me? So when I got arrested, they were putting me in cars and shit. They were having me sign a whole bunch of paperwork, taking my fingerprints and shit. Like I'm a fucking criminal. Literally, when they first arrested me, I was like, I've never got arrested before. I was in the investigation room crying and shit. They tried to make it seem nice by giving me McDonald's, and I'm like, at first I was nice, but if they ever arrest me again, I'm not going to be so fucking nice, baby. But they had me for the majority of the time out in the fucking cold. Okay, it was cold in Colorado already. It was October. It was fucking cold. I had a little tiny dress on because I just got from New Mexico, and New Mexico is fucking hot. I had a little tiny dress on and some little Jordan 1s or whatever, and I was outside in the fucking cold. Like, they didn't even give a fuck about my health. Literally, the next day I got sick for the second time that week, okay? Mind you, I was already fucking sick because everybody in the house in New Mexico was fucking sick. And they had me, you know, standing out there, cold as fuck, and now I got sick for a second time, you feel me? So they were just transporting me to different places. They finally took me to OSI, which is the investigation room. Those people annoyed the crap out of me. Let me just tell you that, okay? I tried to be so nice, but they really just annoyed the crap out of me. They had me waiting in there. And then they came in to investigate my situation and kind of tell me my rights and stuff and get me to sign papers, you feel me? And they didn't tell me anything about the discharge at the time, but they told me that I'm going to have a criminal record if I stay in the military. But if I go out, then, you know, the civilians don't care about that bullshit. But if I stay in the military, I'm going to have a criminal record, but I could, you know, get rid of that criminal record in the future. Sadly, there isn't going to be no future because these bitches want to discharge me by next week, but I'll tell y'all about that later. Everything's such a fucking blur. So they basically had me in there answering questions about, you know, my vacation. And at first, you know, I lied to them. I kind of made up an alibi. I left a letter in my room so that nobody would find me, saying that, you feel me, one of my loved ones had died and I was staying in a hotel in Denver with my family members. First of all, one of my loved ones actually did die, but I wasn't in Denver, and I didn't lose my phone because I was telling everyone I lost my phone, you feel me, because I wanted them to stop fucking calling me because they kept fucking calling me and texting me. So I told them that I lost my phone walking in the city. You know, they were like, I already know what you did, so you tell the truth, blah, 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 blah. First of all, I told the truth eventually, and they still charged me with apparently lying, so that was like one of my charges. It was fucking annoying, you feel me? They were like, oh, we were in the military before, we understand. No, you don't fucking understand, because you're over here treating me like a piece of shit. And they were just asking me, you know, did I do drugs? Did I drink? You know, what happened? They knew Sam and Alfred's name. Is that stalking you? How the fuck do y'all know Sam and Alfred's name? Okay, I understand if y'all know Sam's name because I might have mentioned him in my social media before, but I never mentioned Alfred up till that point in my social media. And y'all over here, oh, you were staying with Sam and Alfred? Like, what the fuck? And I'm over here asking, are they gonna get in trouble? Like, I'm really tired of people getting in trouble because of me. This is the reason I stopped talking to people, and my friends think I've ghosted them or cut them off, but that's really not the case. Sometimes I don't even feel like having friends, you know, let alone a fucking partner, because I'm fucking problematic and I'm in the fucking military, and that just makes it fucking worse. Every time I have problems, my freaking friends and people who associate with me have fucking problems. And you know, just because I was hanging with, you know, these people, Alfred and Sam, they're gonna assume that I did drugs.
The things I put on this channel are so fucking embarrassing.
Just because y'all know, if y'all watching my YouTube videos, I'm a fucking goofball, okay? I be talking about I got high. I be talking about I'm a crackhead. First of all, that's a fucking joke. You can't believe everything you see on fucking social media. I never got high up to that point. And you know, I had to just fucking lie and say, yeah, I did smoke, you feel me? And yeah, I did drink, but it was only a little bit because, you know, they was in the room, and you know, I also experienced secondhand smoke because they was over there smoking in the bathroom and I was over there laying on the bed. I just went along with them because they're police officers and they think they got so much damn power, and you feel me? I just kind of went along with them so that they would just fucking stop talking to me and leave me alone. And the whole time, my urine and blood test came back fucking negative, but they still are fucking on to me, thinking that I'm a fucking junkie. Listen, baby boo, you don't know me, okay?
Pop off, go in. You didn't have to snap so hard.
Unless you guys know me, please do not judge me, okay? And you guys are sitting here looking at pictures of me and my fucking ex, assuming that we gangbang. Is it just because we're black? Seriously. So I eventually told them, you know, what actually happened. I told them the fucking truth. You feel me? Like, they searched through both of my dorm rooms, because you know I live on the first floor and the third floor, because y'all already know, because of my femur injury, I had to move down on the first floor, but I got to keep the third floor, you feel me? So they searched my dorm room, searched my fucking luggage and shit, and they just had to, you know, bring out the fact that it was a whole bunch of shit in my luggage, and they think that I was never gonna come back to Colorado, and they just start talking about all this shit that was in my luggage. First of all, baby boo, that is my shit, okay? I am not embarrassed about anything that was in that luggage. I shopped at Walmart when I was down there in New Mexico. I was planning on bringing that shit back to Colorado. I was planning on coming to Colorado and bettering my life, but you guys arrested me. So yes, I was planning on coming back to Colorado, as I fucking said a million times. I was not planning on running away and living in fucking New Mexico. My crazy brain kind of thought to live in New Mexico because I thought that would make me and Alfred right, because Alfred was tripping on distance like his fucking little brother was. And I thought about it, but I knew that it was wrong, and I knew that I was gonna get in trouble, which, I mean, I already got in trouble, and I tried so hard to get back to Colorado. So tell me, baby, please tell me what I should do to not get in trouble, you feel me? And you know, they know about my suicidal ideations, but they don't give a fuck, but they still send me to mental health hospital, you feel me, like I said in the previous video. But then after the mental hospital, I had went to jail. Okay, jail was very hard for me, especially the first 10 days, because they had us quarantine, which means stay in our jail cell for 10 days without any contact with anyone. So I was in there bored as fuck. The second day I kind of went crazy, and you know, they gave me books to help me. You know, they had me play in the gym because we had a gym in jail. It was pretty bland, you know, it was only a basketball hoop there. That was about it, and it was a window. It looked like a garage basically, but it made me go there because I was really suffering, and they were about to move me to the front, because up in jail, if you get moved to the front, that means you're suicidal and they have to watch you. And I'm like, yeah, nah, I feel like it's better for me to talk to people. I just don't like being locked up in my jail cell for freaking 10 days. But luckily, there was this one girl, her name is Maddie. She was very nice, and her friends kind of helped me. They gave me coffee through the doors because I couldn't open my doors, baby boo. I was still quarantined, and she told me how much quarantine sucked to her too, you feel me? But I really got into reading, especially reading kind of biblical books and praying, and writing, you feel me? I got into writing poetry. There would be some days in jail that I couldn't sleep because I would have flashbacks and I would overthink because of my PTSD. And I would just write poetry about Sam. So if y'all want to see the poetry, then please let me know, you feel me? I don't have it ready right now, but I can show y'all in a different video. But I was writing poetry, you know, I was reading a lot of books. They were pretty good books too because they had a library there. We could go every Sunday. We could get our hair cut every month, you feel me? I wasn't there. I was only there for a month. I was there for 36 days, I feel like, or a little bit less, you feel me? So I didn't get to get my hair cut, but I did meet girls who would braid my hair. I wanted to go back to the mental hospital because I didn't think that I belonged in jail, and all of the nurses over there didn't think I belonged in jail either. They honestly felt bad for me, and a lot of times they would skip out on my medications, and that would just trigger my anxiety. So I had many panic attacks over there, but I was the youngest over there. You know, people were surprised that I was in there, quite frankly, because compared to their crimes, no offense, like my crime was pretty petty, you feel me? And I love them. They treated me like a little sister. Really, it was hard at first. I was around hella females. I thought that they weren't gonna like me because I'm kind of used to just females not liking me for whatever reason. So I was pretty scared. When I was in quarantine, like they would be gossiping and shit. Like mind you, you could go call folks. It costs money to call people and buy food over there, so that kind of blew me because we had bologna sandwiches every fucking night, and I would go to bed freaking hungry, or I'd have to ask someone else for food, and I hate fucking doing that. But I would be calling my mama, you feel me, and they would be eavesdropping on our conversations, and they would be like gossiping and shit. I heard them talking about how I'm on the Air Force Academy and I seem very smart and shit. That's all I really heard. They were just talking about how I was in the Air Force and I'm very smart. I don't know what they meant by that, but just because you're smart doesn't mean you don't make dumb ass decisions like me, you feel me? I'm very smart. I got accepted into Yale when I graduated from high school. I graduated with a 4.5, but then I made the mistake to, you know, get myself in the military where they're fucking strict as fuck and get you in trouble for breathing. You feel me? Like literally, I was just telling my friends once I finally got my phone back because they took my fucking phone and they just gave it back to me at the beginning of December. I was telling their ass, like, they could get you in trouble just for fucking breathing. Like my friend, literally, he's in the army and he's young as well. He's 21. You know, they treat the young folks like shit. You know, he say he want to get out too because he failed me, you feel me? So yeah, jail was really weird. It was a Filipino deputy. The deputies were pretty cool. It was another deputy and he could relate to me because he broke both of his femurs, but I feel like he got better and he was kind of telling me to bend my leg when I walked, because at the time I wasn't bending my leg when I walked. I had more of a limp at the time. And then it was the other deputy that everybody thought was fucking cute. He was fucking cute. There was actually, you know, we were separated from the boys, of course, but there was a man who murdered his wife with a baseball bat.
I'm in the ghetto.
He once stayed over there, but he was in the front where the suicidal folks was. And this is Teller County Jail in Divide, Colorado. And I'm like, do I look like I belong here? Y'all finna put me in here with all of these folks and I don't even belong here, honestly. Like everybody was feeling bad for me. Even the nurse that nobody likes literally was nice to me, which I was surprised, but he was feeling very bad for me, you feel me? And they would, you know, have physicals for me. They would check my weight, check my height and all that stuff, you know, ask how I'm doing and stuff. Sometimes I would contact my lawyer in jail because we would talk about court and we would talk about the whole situation with court, which I'll get into later. It was cool. We would have pizza parties every Saturday, but we would have to pay for it, but usually somebody would pay for it for us. And there was a lot of people in there with DUI, so I'm about to talk about them. My roommate. So eventually they moved me in with somebody because, you know, suicide risk and shit. They want me to be with somebody because it was a lot of people in Teller County Jail who done killed themselves. It was this one girl, she hung herself, and my roommate had to see all of that because she has been in that jail for a very long time, longer than me, and she had to actually see all that. She actually saved them, you feel me? He has PTSD. My roommate, she really understood me, I feel like. She would have flashbacks and overthink in the middle of the night because she had PTSD just like me, and she was a little bit older than me. You know, she had a kid and her baby daddy didn't even want to call her anymore. Her baby daddy didn't know her daughter, so she was pretty depressed about that because, mind you, everybody and their mama would be on the phone with their boyfriends in jail. You know, she used to be really smart as well. She still is smart and she real chill, so that's why we get along. And every time the girls would start drama, because they would be starting some drama, they always want to talk about somebody. They would be talking about how I didn't wash my hair every day. I'm like, baby, I'm black, okay? I don't know if you understand, but I'm black. I don't wash my hair every day. But she understood, and we would stay in our cells and people would start drama. And a lot of people would be starting drama, so people would just be wanting to stay in their cells if feel me? And I really miss my roommate. She really treated me like a little sister. And we would both be reading books and she would be telling me about her daughter and we would be sharing everything, like, you know, toiletries and shit. We had to buy that. I would share it with her. And the lady next door from us, she actually pimped out her kids, you feel me? So she had a real story, like she was pimping out her kids, and I really do feel like she deserves to be in there, but I don't fucking deserve to be in there. And every day, sometimes we would get a new girl coming in there, and there was this 40-year-old. She actually been there for a very long time. She would do my hair because her kids and her grandchildren were mixed, so she'd be doing my hair and she would be telling me how the reason that she's in jail is really because of boys, you feel me, like her ex and, you know, her husband and shit. So the reason why she wasn't there is because of dudes, and she was just giving me advice because I was the youngest there. So they were really giving me advice. And, you know, she was a physical therapist. She would be massaging us and she would be giving me advice on my injuries, you feel me? There was another 40-year-old who was up in there. Her son actually got arrested, so we were feeling bad about her because of that. So we were trying to cheer her up, and she was giving me advice, telling me to stop texting my ex and calling my ex, you feel me? Because he's just not good for me. Because we had this one friend, her name was Rosa, and me and her would really relate because she broke her leg recently too, and she said it was because of her ex-boyfriend. Apparently she was like running from the cops. I think they got into a fight and she started running from the cops and she jumped off the building. That's how she broke her leg, and I broke my leg too, you feel me? So like we both don't know how to run, we both be limping sometimes, you know, sometimes it'd be hard going up and down the stairs, you know, we would both be icing our fucking legs, you feel me? Because I would still go to physical therapy. They would still bring me to physical therapy when I was in jail. They would still bring me to mental health therapy, and in physical therapy they just be telling me to do these exercises and ice my legs when I'm in jail. So that's what I was really doing, you feel me? But she got a kid. Most of them had kids but me, and she was like 26, 27, and her boyfriend, who she's been with for years, he doesn't benefit her mental health. So I'm telling her, you know, stop calling him. And then people were like, you should start taking your advice, because there was one time in jail that I called Alfred, and he just started putting on a fake front about how he was just worried about me and he was just looking for me and stuff. And people were like, yeah, no, first of all, you up here and he all the way down here, you should just stop talking to him, you feel me? And they were like, just because you distance yourself from him, that's the reason why he's fucking looking for you. But once you all up on him again, he just gonna not want you no more. So honestly, I haven't talked to him ever since. That was like probably a month or two ago. And I had called him and everyone was like, yeah, don't call him again. And a lot of people were in there for drugs. You know, I had this one friend, she was in there because she was gang banging in Arizona or something. And they were all just giving me advice. One of my friends, she was older too. She was in there because her ex-girlfriend kind of framed her and got her in there. So I was really feeling bad for her about that. And then it was this other older lady. She was like a mom to me as well. And I forgot why she was in there necessarily, but she would always be on the phone with like her husband. She would be on the phone with her son. She introduced me to them, and her husband was like, they don't lock the teenager up. I'm like, but you telling me? I don't for no reason, you feel me? Then she introduced me to her son, and her son was like, damn, shorty, when you get out? Like, I swear, like, he was hitting on me. I'm like, bro, you feel me? And then with that lady husband, apparently the 40-year-old who was doing my hair, like, apparently she's like a snitch or some shit, and she told girl husband that she was still on the phone with her baby daddy. I don't know, that's not her place to me. I don't know. But, you know, they all seemed really nice, but they would just have their own drama that I was not in. So I'm just like, well, whatever. If y'all want to do that, y'all can do that. You feel me? And then the girl that was helping me at first, she was really cute to me, but she had a lot of boyfriends, you feel me?
As she should. Period.
But she was really cute to me and stuff. But at first, she was just going off and arguing with everybody. She was even going off about me, talking about how I'm messy and I'm in the Air Force. I'm not supposed to be messy. I think she got multiple personality disorder, and we all know I can't deal with that shit, okay? But we all made amends at the end, and she was going off on my roommate, and they were best friends, but they eventually made amends at the end, and we would go to therapy together. They had therapy classes in jail. I only attended one class because I ended up discharging days later. So our therapist, she was real cool, and she was just telling us kind of how to deal with our problems, you know, kind of just see the good in everything. We had books and stuff. I would share the book with my, I excuse my fucking scarred up ass legs. I swear I'd be feeling depressed about that sometimes. But anyways, she would be teaching us about everything, about all of our problems, because we had a lot of problems. It was 4 of us in there. Me and my roommate, we would share books and shit. The girl that I said had multiple personalities, she actually ended up hanging herself in the past. That's the reason that her mom sent her to a mental hospital. And I said, well, my parents used to not believe in therapy or mental hospitals, but then they finally, realized that they believe in it now too, because my mental health has always been fucked up, but if we being real, it's more fucked up now, you feel me? And a lot of them just had ex-husbands, and I kind of felt bad for a lot of their kids because a lot of them don't know them, you feel me, because they're just in jail and stuff. A lot of them went to jail for stealing from Walmart and drug dealing, gang banging, doing heroin and shit. Like, girl had heroin tracks in her arms, and a lot of people would make fun of her for that, but I don't find that right. Don't come for someone's insecurities. All of the story, I just wasn't supposed to be there. I told people why I was there, and they were fucking surprised. One girl, she had a DUI. She was just giving me advice, telling me to work at Walmart because they pay more than me, honestly, and they can even send you to school. So that's what I might do once I discharge from the Air Force. I might honestly work at Walmart. So, and sometimes we would be going to the gym and we would just be walking around. It was good for my leg. I would just be working out my leg and stuff. I would try to pass time by talking to people. And then I had this one friend. She was crazy, but she was like my mom's age. She was like 50 something, and I feel like she had something, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia or something, but she would always be making so much noise at night. Everybody did not like her. Sometimes she would be rude, sometimes she would be nice, you feel me? She was always nice to me. She would always call me beautiful and whatnot. She seemed racist. Okay, she said nigga, and she's not a nigga, honey. But I looked her up, honestly. I'm not lying. I looked her up and it says she was African American. So I'm like, okay. But I told her, I'm like, you racist against me? And she was like, no, you're beautiful. Like, she's always telling people that she loved them, and she's always walking around dancing and singing. And I would be singing with a lot of them, and we would be talking about how we should be in a band or some shit. I would be watching The Voice over there, and I would kind of be jealous because I'm like, damn, these people doing something with their lives, and I'm over here in jail. I'm like, we should make a band, you feel me? She had a lot of trauma too. She actually got raped, by somebody, maybe her pimp. Her pimp made her get a tattoo or some shit. Then her dad in the past, when she got pregnant, made her abort her baby. So that's the reason she ain't got no babies. She just got dogs and a husband. And I actually talked to her husband. Her husband seemed real cool, you feel me? When she was freaking out, she would be going off on her husband because she wanted her husband to bail her out, but her husband ain't had that much money. So yeah, I miss her, and I miss a lot of them. I was kind of sad when they finally discharged me. They discharged me like in the middle of the fucking morning. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. They fucking came and discharged me. I was honestly really surprised, and I was kind of sad because I'm like, I'm gonna miss you guys, honestly, and honestly I'm really scared of my future in the military, so I kind of didn't want to get out of jail. I got out of jail. We had a long ass day. I met with my lawyer, and then I changed into my blues uniform, the blues uniform for the Air Force, and then we actually went to court. Court was stressful to say the least, okay, but apparently I did good. I just had to read off of a script, and they were telling me my rights and everything, and it wasn't a lot of people in there. Some of my superintendents and my supervisors were in there. My superintendent actually ended up taking me to Subway because I really miss real food, okay? I just got out of jail. And then court was kind of long. My prosecutors were there and stuff. They were actually nice to me and shook my hand and everything, but they were just talking about all of my posts, how I posted about I'm not going back to work, and how I was at the airport, and my post with Alfred and shit. I'm like, y'all can't make assumptions based off of my post, baby girl, okay? Just because I post that shit don't mean I'm a junkie, don't mean I gang bang. I don't know if it's just because we're black, but y'all assume that we're gangbanging and we're doing drugs and we're drug dealing. Like, no, we're just being normal teenagers. Because Alfred was throwing up fucking gang signs when we were taking a selfie. And I'm like, listen, young people always throw up gang signs. Just because he's throwing up gang signs don't mean he in a gang. Don't mean I'm in a gang for that much. You feel me? Anyways, they kind of lowered my pay grade. So from an airman, because I recently promoted to airman, from an airman I went to airman basic, and then they lowered my pay. And then what else did they do? Well, they gave me a summary court martial, all of that. Now they want to give me an under than general discharge, a UO discharge, or whatever the fuck it's called. And now they want to fucking discharge me. So after court, my first sergeant and supervisors were just talking to me about when I'm gonna get my phone back and what to expect and all the classes I need to take for discharge. And they didn't even ask me how the hell I'm doing. They were just talking to me about that shit. And I finally went home, and it was really hard not having a phone for a while. They ended up giving me back my phone, like I said, in the beginning of December, but I would be calling from the dorm phone, from my work phone. I would be just venting to my mom and my dad, to everybody, you feel me? Once I finally got my phone back, I was mad happy. And so basically that kind of sums up the whole jail situation, you feel me? But I want to talk about what happened yesterday. So I ended up going to this office yesterday. They had me signing papers and shit saying, oh, you could be leaving next week. So we're gonna get your U-Haul together and you better have your dorm clean and everything because you could be leaving next week. I'm like, bro, no notice? Me? I'm leaving next week? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, literally. I just got through talking to my therapist before I took this video. He was talking about, if you're gonna take mental health classes and, therapy once you get home. I don't know. Nobody fucking told me that because all they told me was I'm gonna be going home by fucking next week. And I was going off. Like, I said, when I got home from that office, I was going off. And I got back to work, I was just going off. And people were like, keep it down. Nobody knows your situation. I'm like, I'm just going off right now because I'm mad. I'm tired of bitches. Bring out my anger, okay? If you bring out my anger, just get the fuck out of my life because I'm trying so hard to get rid of my anger right now and you guys keep trying me. I'm going to beat somebody up. Like, I really am, okay? I just got on the phone with my parents and they were telling me to call a civilian lawyer. So basically, I'm meeting up with a civilian lawyer soon so they can kind of fight for me. It does cost money, but I do want them to fight for me. My dad was talking about even if you go to college, you can still get in trouble. The only reason you did good in school is because we were strict on you feel me? I don't find that true. I was very smart. That's the reason I got good grades, you feel me? But I do believe that their structure kind of protected me, and once I got out into the real world with freedom, I kind of went crazy, you feel me? That's what you get when you got strict parents. And so I was talking to Bryce as well. First of all, Bryce is still gone, okay? He is in Pennsylvania, and I might not upload this video until like 3 weeks later, but right now it's December 28th and he's still in Pennsylvania and he's gonna be over there living his best life for the longest amount of time. And I'm gonna probably be gone by next week and I don't even think I'll see him again. And his dad was literally crying and shit and saying he don't think that he's gonna find someone else like me in his life. I'm like, I can still stay in your life, you feel me? I don't even know why I'm still going along with him because y'all gonna see in a minute. He disappointed me, but that's for a different video. But yeah, I'm really going to miss him, and I wrote him a love letter.
Poetic pain, I just wrote you a love letter.
I even wrote the military goddamn letter in case I leave, expressing my frustration. I'm going to miss him. We were both crying because the military treats, me like shit. And I was even talking to my other friend. I had went with him to go get some Chick-fil-A. It was cool, whatever. We were in the car listening to music, just catching up. I was telling him about my whole situation with the boys and stuff. He was telling me about his situation with girls and shit. And then, we hung out at his homie's place and at Chick-fil-A, joked around, watched Netflix, and he eventually took me home because I thought I was going to work today, but I'm not. So I just don't feel it. I'm not feeling it no more. You feel me? So he's in the Army as well. And, he goes through the same shit, okay? He is stationed in the same base that I went to the mental hospital at, you feel me? So yeah, that's really all. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 30 minutes long, you feel me? I'm gonna cut out a lot of stuff because my phone can't, like I said, physically handle the uploading of large and long videos. Okay, that's all for today's YouTube video. I know I didn't talk about everything, but if I think about something, I'll put it in another video because this video has been getting so long. So please leave nice supportive comments letting me know what you guys want to see next, letting me know how was y'all day. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, click the bell so notifications every time I post a brand new video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!
Angels like you.